right, it's the world's biggest night show, Big Reid, kicking it with you. Always excited to introduce you to dope artists on the rise. Man, this guy's been making a lot of noise. I came across his IG a couple of weeks ago. I hit up one of my boys. I was like, hey, you got to connect me with Danny V. Let me know. Give me a number or something. We got to get him on the world's biggest night show, and he's in the building. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? How you doing?
Pretty good, man. I'm excited to have you here. I'm a fan of your music. Give the people like a basic rundown of who you are and how you got started in music as we jump into this introductory phase of our new friendship, bro.
Yes, sir. So I go by the name of Danny V. I'm from Watsonville, California, and pretty much I'm a singer, songwriter, producer, and engineer. Started making beats like about 5 years ago. Really started to take it serious. I was producing for a couple of artists, you know, in the Bay Area and like San Jose, and then as I was doing that, they were asking me, yo, can you engineer my vocals too?
Word.
So I pretty much taught myself, you know, the fundamentals and the basics of music production and everything. And shortly after that, I was like, man, I feel like I can do my beats more justice. So started recording over my beats and dropped my first single in about 2021. It's called Toxic, and it got like 10,000 streams on the first week. So I was like, all right.
That's lit, man. That's a good start, bro.
That's a good start. Not bad. Yeah.
That's awesome. Who are some of the artists that you've worked with that are Bay Area artists that we may be familiar with?
Honestly, like as of now, it's no major like names, if I'm being real with you, like no major names, but just a couple of local up and coming artists around the area. And aside from producing for them, I was already producing for like I said, just up and coming local artists from like Chicago area, Atlanta.
Dope.
Just a little bit spread all over the country, really.
That's what's up. What I know that, like I always say this, it's such a cliche question, but what got you into music, bro? Like what sparked that bug? What got you going?
Yeah, so like I said, it really started with like there's two major influences, obviously for me. It's like the beats and then it's like the recording and the singing. So for me, if we really start off with the beats, there's this one beat that really stuck out to me, that really inspired me to want to make beats. And it was this one song produced by Boy Wonder. It's called So Many Girls, and it was with Roscoe Dash and Wale.
Bro, that song goes crazy.
Do you remember that song?
I do remember. Man, Roscoe Dash needs to bounce back.
Yeah, no, Roscoe Dash is the man. I think he's a ghostwriter now. But basically, it was the sample in the beginning. I don't know if you remember how the sample goes. And then it has like a drop, and it's just crazy. Boy Wonder, for those of y'all who don't know, Boy Wonder is Drake's producer. And then basically when it comes to vocals and songwriting, at the time I was listening to, it was a lot of that like trap soul era, obviously with Bryson. It was a lot of H.E.R., like her.
Her, we love her, Bay Area.
I was listening to a lot of Lucky Day. And those three artists were like very much foundational when it comes to like songwriting. You know, and
those three artists are fire. Bryson, her, and Lucky Day.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
But like with what I've been making now, it's very much also been inspired by like oldies records. Because that's just what I grew up on. I mean, my mom had this greatest hit CD, and it had like Marvin Gaye and Al Green and the Persuaders. And like foundationally wise, that was really like the first artist that I was listening to as a kid.
That's what's up.
But I'm really still in the process of just nurturing and really finding my voice within like just records.
That's what's up. I love the fact that you're not only in tune with the artists of this generation, but previous generations as well. Like I think it's super important to be able to dive into as much music as possible because I got little ones and I try to expose them to like so many different artists. Sometimes it may be annoying. You know, I don't know if your parents are like pushing like, hey, listen to this, listen to that, listen to this, listen to that. Because I be trying to go through a playlist with my daughter like crazy.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's kind of funny because my parents weren't always really like that, but they were just always listening to music. My mom always has the radio on. Even if nobody's home, the radio is always on. So it's always a wide variety of artists that, you know, I grew up listening to. And on top of that, I had, I'm the youngest of 5, and it was cool because everyone in my family had like their own flavors. You know, like my dad would be listening to like Queen. My mom was listening to, you know, regional music from Mexico. My sister was like, it's like Adele. My brothers were Bay Area music like Mac Dre. So it was just like, it was literally all over the place. So
I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah,
Who got the best music taste out of all of them?
Ooh, okay. This is a perfect question. It was my brother Javi.
Okay.
He's the one that really put me on to like, I feel like just the music culture of everything. He put me on to like that mixtape era, which was also very pivotal for me.
For sure.
Which was like the Nipsey Hussles, the Dom Kennedys, Currency, like Wiz, even at that time during the Dat Piff.
Wow, you listened to Nipsey during the mixtape days.
Yeah, most definitely. I love that.
Okay,
yeah,
for
Bullets
sure.
Ain't Got No Name. Like,
okay, yeah, you really,
like I really like. That's when it comes to rap. It's just like I really love that. Yeah,
for sure, man. That's what's up. So when you start like making, your own music, obviously you start with the beats and then you started singing. Like, what was the initial reaction from like friends and family? It was like, were they expecting that this was going to be something that you were going to do at some point? Was it like expected?
So with the beats early on, I mean, it took me a couple of years to get the beats right. But after 2 or 3 years, like the beats were already sounding like fire.
Yeah.
So they always rock with that. But like I said, I was going to San Jose State. So it wasn't necessarily something that they thought I was going to do like full time because they knew the beats were fire, but they didn't know that I could also write like records or not even just write, but record on it and it sound good.
Yeah.
So when it got to the recording part, I mean, like for the first 2 years, even when the songs were sounding like pretty decent, they were just like, I don't know, man. Like I have a whole engineering degree. Yeah. So they were kind of just like looking at it like, man, like, are you sure like this is what you want to, the route you want to take? Like it's, nothing's really necessarily guaranteed in this route. And I don't really think that and that's no shade or anything, but I don't think they necessarily like believed in that. But I think like as of lately, just like they went to one of my most recent shows in my hometown and they saw like what the music and the audience has turned into, with me incorporating like live bands into my like shows and the crowds are getting bigger and I'm selling out my shows. Yeah. It's kind of gotten to that point. So it's like sometimes for a lot of people, like seeing is believing. And they need to like see that in order to kind of get that validation. And it's kind of unfortunate, but it's like until they get to that point, like obviously everyone's going to like start to rock with you. For sure. And at the same time, like it's your family, man. They're just looking out for you. They want you to be okay. They want you to be good. Yeah, most definitely. Like you say, you got that degree. That degree is always going to be there. Yeah. So right now, like this is a passion. This is what you want to do. I mean, I'm sure they respect it. So yeah, most definitely. You said they're starting to see, the results from everything like that. And it doesn't happen overnight. Nah, facts. You've been grinding for some years now, right? Yeah, most definitely. And it's only going to continue to get bigger and bigger and bigger until you're like, I don't want to do this anymore. Or you'll just keep doing it and it just keep skyrocketing, bro. I'm all in with this at this point and like love it. Love it. Hey man, let me just say like seeing all this stuff on social, like seeing the stuff that you've been doing and starting to get myself familiar with you as an artist. You're dope, bro. Thank you, man. Out of here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Like I think music is missing someone like you. Oh, thank you. That means a lot, honestly. I'm really just trying to be authentic, in everything that I create. And I'm very, like, I'm a music lover, ultimately. Like I'm saying, like, it's just multiple genres that I love about music. And if I can really just take pieces of everything that really influenced me as a kid and kind of just make it my own thing and try to make something that doesn't necessarily already exist, then I feel like I'm doing my job in that sense. Because I feel like these records that I sent you, like My Baby or like One Last Chance, it's really cool because like I said, it has reminiscent pieces of oldies, but like essentially at its core, the verses are just very like hip hop and R&B. So it's like mixing genres at that point. Did you produce the records too? Like, did you make the beats for all these records? So for those, no. I had help from one of my producers, Manny. We kind of had like the structure and the composition for the records. Yeah. And we really, sat down and created the structure for it, between the hook and the verses and creating like proper bridges and proper outros for these records, like things that I wasn't necessarily doing prior. Like it was always like hook, verse, hook, and then maybe another verse. Yeah. And like my beats were just a little bit more, they were not necessarily simpler, but like a lot of my stuff was more like automated. So it was like, I make my beats on FL Studio. Yeah. So everything's kind of like hitting on the pockets, on the snares on the 2, the kicks on the one, like
For
you know,
sure.
just very like it's not necessarily simple, but it's just like it's almost like predictable in a sense.
For sure.
Because they're like loops.
Got you.
Yeah.
If you can if you're talking to somebody and they've never heard your music before, how would you describe yourself as an artist? If you took like 30 to 45 seconds just to describe yourself as an artist, to try to not necessarily convince them to listen to you, but like just really just break yourself down.
I mean, first I would say that at its core, my music is R&B and hip hop, and I would say that my songs really are truthfully, they're like a lot about love, and especially like these latest records are just more, they're just coming from a place of honesty and truthfulness, and I think moving forward with records, I want to just kind of continue to maintain that. So if I were to tell people like what my music is, they're just like love, R&B, and hip hop records.
Got you.
At its core, yeah.
Got you. Has it always been that way? Or did you kind of make a shift?
I feel like, you know, obviously early on as an artist, you kind of really, you try different pockets.
Yeah.
There was like for sure trap records.
Yeah.
There is like, I have some Bay Area records, which are also kind of fire.
Okay.
And really, I kind of just tried all these different things. And yeah, a lot of the times it was like love songs or like, oh, like a breakup song or something like that. And so to answer your question, yeah, it kind of always has been about that. But
got you.
It's been about that, but like on different genre beats, if I could say.
Okay.
Or there's also records where I also have like, you know, a little bit more braggadocious, you know, just talking my talk and really recognizing what I've accomplished as an independent artist.
Got you.
Yeah.
Got you. That makes sense. I can't keep moving on without talking about your experience at Soundsday State.
Yeah.
I know it had to be fun.
Honestly, believe it or not, it wasn't that crazy because I graduated during COVID.
Oh, you got the code. Oh, okay.
I graduated in like 2021, but the last year and a half it was online. Oh. So that's kind of why though, that kind of goes into my story though, because prior to that, like I said, I was just making beats. But during the COVID era, it was like you go to school online, you're staying at home because you got to stay inside. And so it was like I was getting my work done. You know, the day was barely like halfway through and I was getting my work done. So it was like I had so much more time in the day to continue to, you know, nurture and build me as a producer and writer. Mm-hmm. And over that time, like that year span is when I just was creating records like on the daily until I felt like they got good. Yeah.
Damn. Okay. So you really didn't have a chance to like really turn up.
Nah, I didn't turn up. I was kind of reminiscing about it and talking to my homie. Yeah. I never got to experience like what like a college party would be, you know? Like these things that they picture in shows or movies.
Yeah.
I never really got to experience that. But at the end of the day, I'm still also like kind of thankful for this because like I said, that year of COVID was very important. And obviously like it came with the pros and the cons for everybody.
True.
You know? And so I guess I tried to look at it like, how could I use this time where we're like forced to be locked in to my advantage? And that's why I did that. But now it's like, yes, I didn't get to experience that college life with the parties or whatever. But now it's like I get to essentially throw my own parties.
That part.
And the people are there because they rock with me. Yeah. You know? So in that aspect, I think, you know, it was worth the trade-off.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. What are you looking forward to?
Looking forward to in what sense?
Just in general, like with the rest of. I mean, we got less than 100 days to go to the end of this year.
Oh, yeah, that's a lot.
Let's just say going into 2026.
Well, let me say what I got left for this year because I got really like a pretty strong finishing run for this year. So I have a show in the IE this Saturday.
Lit.
And then I have a show. I actually finalizing a contract for a show in San Jose next week, October 3rd. Then I have a show in Fresno again for Halloween. So I'm pretty hyped about that one. And then I just finalized another show for Sacramento And it's going to be my first show in Sacramento. And there's two cities that I want to hit before the year ends, which I'm looking forward to. And that's San Diego and Phoenix. And by accomplishing these like show runs, I'm going to be like pretty happy and fulfilled because these are cities that I wanted to hit before the year started. And being able to hit these cities and like see where my audience is has been a great experience, honestly. Like,
that's dope.
It's really shown me like how big my audience has grown and how many people are actually watching, as opposed to like what you might see on the internet, you know, and streams, because not always like are those going to be like your true real numbers. Like it's always going to be big. At least for me, it's been bigger than what I expected.
Yeah.
And by doing these shows, I've essentially solidified, you know, an audience like long term, and I've created experiences that, from what a lot of people have told me, you know, have been very memorable and things that they can look back at. So like realistically for me, like these are things that I'm looking forward to at the end of the year. And then I talked to Alex about it. Shout out to Alex. Revisiting, we're going to have a meeting and kind of just strategize for the next year and kind of look at the numbers and the records. And then I'm pretty much finalizing another project. So I kind of already like stockpiling what I want to do for next year, but these moves that I'm making currently for this year are going to be very pivotal for setting me up for success for 2026.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. You mentioned the Halloween show in Fresno.
Yeah.
Which show is this?
So this is going to be, October 31st is Friday. Yeah. Originally I was going to have it on Friday, but I know there's parents out there.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be considerate for them.
Real one.
Yeah. And I was like, all right, look, in my head, I was like, I'm going to have the parents enjoy it the Friday with their kids. And then Saturday, we're going to turn up.
Go crazy.
So November 1st, I'm going to have it at Frank's Place where I had it the first time. Frank's Place is attached to like a very memorable theater in Fresno called the Warners, which is like had anywhere between like Elvis, Taylor Swift, and this is kind of like a smaller room within that whole building.
Yeah.
But that's going to be the party / like show. And it's going to be cool because I kind of, you know, haven't announced it yet, but I really want to make it like Halloween, but also Dia de los Muertos themed.
Gotcha.
Which is like very much culturally like aligned with me and you know, me coming from a family that's come from Mexico. So being able to like incorporate these themes. And that's really, really what I like to do with my shows too, is create experiences for the people that come, because it's just important. And then aside from that, Fox 26 is going to have me back to do some live performances and an interview.
Yeah, I saw you on the news, right?
Yeah, on the day before. So October 31st, Halloween, I will be on the news the day before the show.
Love that.
Yeah.
Well, man, look, congratulations on everything you got moving.
Thank you, man.
All the shows you got coming up. Y'all got to catch Danny V out in these streets.
Come on. Tap
in with the music. Let the people know where they can follow you at online if they already don't follow.
They can follow me on all platforms as That's Danny V, THATS, Danny V, 2 N's. Yes, sir.
Yeah, man, we cooking up, man. So make sure y'all show some love, and we gotta get you out in the Bay, man. I know you got a show cooking up in San Ho, but we gotta bring you back in 2026 for sure.
Oh yeah.
I got something cooking up too, man. I'll let you know about it off the mic, man.
I'm ready.
It's 99.7 now.